Let's be brutally honest, most of us are experts at worrying. You can solve a problem 5 times in your head, script imaginary arguments with people you haven't even met, and still end up feeling stuck. Your mind jumps from next month's bills to last year's regrets, to the million what-ifs tomorrow might bring. And here's the trap. That relentless noise isn't just exhausting, it's strangely addictive. The more you try to figure it all out, the more anxious and out of control you feel. You plan, you analyze, you try to predict every curveball life might throw, yet peace stays just out of reach. But there's a truth most people overlook. Every generation before us faced storms, setbacks, betrayals, and chaos. The Stoics weren't superheroes. They had storms inside their own minds, just like us. What set them apart was that they learned, step by step, to calm their own mind even when the world refused to cooperate. Today, you will get 8 habits straight from the ancient Stoics, not theory, but daily rituals tested across centuries, tools that can break the cycle of worry and overthinking. It doesn't matter if you're hustling for a promotion or just trying to sleep through the night. This is how you build unshakable calm, not by overthinking, but by taking action, one practice at a time. And remember, even the wisest struggled with this. Overthinking is part of being human, but it's not your destiny. You're here because you're ready to take your mind back. Welcome to Stoic Daily, where your story matters. Share your experiences or the most challenging moments you've faced below. Every comment is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel, it's a circle of strength. If you're ready to stop letting worry run your life, type "Calm is my power" and let's get started. 1. Master premeditation. Let's get real. Most of the pain we feel isn't from what happens, but from the stories we create before anything even goes wrong. Ever caught yourself playing out the worst-case scenario in your head, like imagining your boss calling you in for a quick chat, and you immediately think you're about to be fired? Or before a date, picturing every awkward silence, every bad impression, even before you step out the door? Maybe you read a text from a friend and your mind spins up 10 reasons why they must be mad at you, even though nothing happened yet. Suddenly your heart races, your stomach knots, and your body reacts as if it's already real. That's not just anxiety, it's imagination turned against you. But here's the breakthrough. The Stoics recognized this trap 2,000 years ago and transformed it into a source of power. They called it premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It sounds negative, but it's actually the practice that made them almost fearless. Seneca put it, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." Instead of letting fear control them, they rehearsed adversity before it ever arrived. Each morning, a Stoic would quietly ask, "What's the worst that could happen today? What if I lose my job, my health, my reputation? How will I handle it with strength?" They didn't do this to attract bad luck. They did it to meet life prepared, not panicked. Try this. Before your next big meeting or conversation, pause and ask, "What's the absolute worst that could happen? And if it does, how can I respond with dignity?" Don't just list disasters. Picture how you'd stand your ground if they really hit. Feel the emotions rise, then imagine yourself choosing composure over panic. You'll find the imagined storm loses its bite. With each repetition, your body learns you can face the unknown and remain steady. Notice how anxiety shrinks when you welcome every possibility, not run from it. This isn't about pessimism, it's preparation. When you've already made peace with every outcome, worry loses its grip. The unknown stops owning you, and you become the calm at the center of the storm. The mind that rehearses adversity is never caught off guard. At Stoic Daily, we believe preparation is the antidote to fear. Imagine the worst, and you'll act your best no matter what comes. What challenge are you mentally preparing for right now? Drop it below. We're building calm together. 2. Practice the control test. Here's the ugly truth. Every time you try to control what's out of your hands, you sign up for misery again and again. Yet most of us do this daily, replaying old arguments, stressing about tomorrow's headlines, obsessing over why someone hasn't replied. The more you chase what you can't change, the more powerless and exhausted you become. This is precisely where the Stoics drew the line. Epictetus said it best: "Some things are up to us and some things are not." Picture your worries as two buckets, one for what you can control, such as your words, actions, and attitude, and one for what you can't, including the weather, others' opinions, and the past. Most people pour their energy into the wrong bucket, trying to rewrite history, predict the future, or fix everyone around them. That's why anxiety runs the show. The more you chase after what's beyond your grasp, the further peace slips away. But here's the power move the Stoics mastered. They learned to shift attention moment by moment back to what is truly theirs to influence. When you catch yourself tangled in regrets or what-ifs, pause and ask, is this in my control? If not, let it go. Imagine your worry as a stone. Let it sink and disappear beneath the surface. If it is, pour your focus there, like water into a vessel that actually holds shape. Try this. Next time someone ignores your message or you get criticized online, run the control test. Can you change their opinion? Probably not, but you can choose your response. Will you spiral, chase, or move on with self-respect? Do the same for setbacks and even your own old mistakes. Notice how your energy shifts. At first, your mind will protest, wanting to wrestle with the uncontrollable. But with every practice, you'll feel a weight lift and a new sense of calm settle in. When you master the control test, you reclaim energy and clarity. You become less reactive, more present, and far less burdened by things you never had power over in the first place. Your peace begins the moment you accept what's out of your hands. At Stoic Daily, we believe strength isn't in controlling the world, but in mastering your response to it. Release the rest and move forward with a lighter load. What's one thing you need to let go of today? Drop it in the comments. We're letting go together. 3. Limit your inputs. Clear your mind. Let's be honest. Most of what keeps you up at night isn't even your problem. It's borrowed worry, like dumping trash into a well and then wondering why the water's not clean. Every time you let a negative group chat fill your mind, read one more angry headline, or let someone else's drama run on repeat, you're making your mind a little murkier until eventually there's no clear water left for your own peace. The Stoics were ruthless about this. They curated their minds the way a warrior sharpens his sword. No junk allowed. Seneca warned, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. These days, it's not just your friends, but every newsfeed, every TikTok, every angry rant that sneaks into your mind. For example, unfollow the influencer who makes you feel inadequate and leave that chat group where negativity is the primary topic. Here's the hidden cost. The more clutter you let in, the less room you have for calm or creativity. Input overload breeds anxiety. It crowds out your own clarity. When you start selecting your inputs, just as you choose your food, you realize how quickly your mental diet affects your mood and focus. Try this. Tonight, do a real input audit. Open your phone and scroll through your feed. Which posts instantly make you tense, angry, or sad? Which group chats drain you? Set a timer, just 10 minutes of news, only from sources you trust. Step back from conversations that spiral into gossip or panic. Instead, pick one thing that lifts you, read a Stoic quote, listen to a podcast, or call someone who actually recharges you. Pay attention to how your mind and body shift in real time. At first, you'll notice withdrawal, the urge to check back in, but keep going. Within days, you'll see more calm, sharper focus and less background stress. Your mind is a garden. Every toxic comment, every clickbait headline, every angry rant is a weed. Leave them and they take over. Pull them and you give your mind room to thrive. When was the last time a TikTok, group chat, or headline made you anxious for hours? What would your peace look like if you guarded your mind as carefully as your bank account? Choose what you let in and peace will follow. You can't plant chaos and harvest calm. At Stoic Daily, we believe your mind becomes what you feed it. Choose wisely and let peace take root. What's one input you'll cut out this week for your peace? Share it, your mind will thank you. 4. Daily reflection, nightly growth. Most people rush from one day to the next, carrying yesterday's baggage and letting mistakes pile up like unread emails. But you can't change what you never face. The Stoics treated every night like a soldier returning from battle, pausing to check their wounds, sharpen their sword, and plan their next move. Seneca wrote, "When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said." Marcus Aurelius did the same. His most powerful meditations were never meant for others, but as a nightly mirror to see himself honestly. Why does this nightly practice matter so much? Because unprocessed days pile up as anxiety, regret, or confusion. The act of facing your day without judgment and with an honest review prevents those feelings from poisoning tomorrow. Each night you have a chance to clear your mental inbox, to find your triggers and your triumphs, to see not just what you did, but why you did it. Try this. Tonight, before bed, put down your phone, turn off the noise, and ask, what did I do well today? Where did I lose my calm or act beneath my standards? What triggered me? What lifted me? What patterns do I see? Just observe like a scientist taking notes. If you'd like, write it down. There's no shame in just getting clarity. At first, you might feel resistance or discomfort, but soon this honest check-in becomes a source of calm, closure, and self-respect. The more you reflect, the stronger your sense of self-mastery grows. Reflection. What pattern keeps showing up in your days? If you could spot it, how might tomorrow look different? Warriors don't fear mistakes. They learn from them every night. At Stoic Daily, we believe daily reflection isn't a weakness. It's training for peace, discipline, and real strength. Try 5 minutes of quiet review tonight. Share one lesson below. Your journey helps someone else. 5. Amor, Fati. Turn the obstacle into the path. Most people spend their whole lives trying to get back on track, as if real happiness is waiting in the script they wrote before life surprised them. But the Stoics saw something more profound. What if the wrong turn isn't a mistake, but the real map? What if the very thing you want to erase is the doorway to the version of you that you're actually meant to become? This is the radical power of Amor, Fati. Love your fate, not just accepting the detour, but learning to make the most of it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Imagine you're following a map and the road comes to an end. You're forced onto a path you never planned to take. At first, you feel frustration, maybe anger or fear. This isn't where I wanted to go. But as you walk, you start to notice new strengths, new skills, or new opportunities you would have missed if life had let you stick to the script. The obstacle didn't just block you, it opened you. That job you didn't get might have led you in a better direction. The breakup pushed you to rebuild your self-worth or move to a place where you meet true friends. These detours aren't dead ends. They're the hidden roads that become your new path. Try this. The next time something falls apart, pause and ask, if this is the map, not the detour, What is it asking me to discover? How can I use this pain as fuel, not as a cage? Write down one thing you gained, not just what you lost. Feel the emotional shift. Because at first, there's disappointment, but look for the thread of growth that runs through it. As you practice, you'll find yourself less stuck in regret and more open to possibility. Amor, Fati isn't about pretending to like the hard things. It's about choosing to turn every closed door into a new path, to own your story instead of resenting it. You start seeing adversity as the raw material for your next breakthrough, not a reason to stop. Where in your life are you still hoping to rewind instead of moving forward with what's real? Every obstacle is the training ground for your next breakthrough. At Stoic Daily, we believe the path isn't just what you choose. Sometimes it's what you survive and use. What's the wrong turn that became your greatest lesson? Share your breakthrough below. 6. Stay present, reclaim the now. Most worry isn't about what's happening, it's about what might happen. You play out disasters before they arrive, live 10 different futures in your mind, and wonder why the present feels so empty. It's like sitting in a theater but staring out the exit door, missing the whole show right in front of you. The Stoics made presence a daily discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." He reminded himself, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it with the same weapons of reason that arm you today." Here's the truth. The past is over. The future isn't here. The only thing you truly own is this moment. Every time you drift into what-ifs, you hand your power to something that doesn't even exist. The present is where your real influence lives, and every time you return to it, you reclaim a bit more peace. Try this. The next time anxiety creeps in, pause and ask, "Where am I right now?" Feel the weight of your feet. Feel the sound in the room. Feel the breath moving in and out. Even while making tea or walking or in conversation, pull your attention gently back to what's actually happening. At first, you might notice how quickly your mind tries to escape, but the more you practice, the easier it gets. Why does this work? Presence is a spotlight. When you shine it on the now, worry has nowhere to hide. The more you practice dropping anchor in the present, the less space anxiety has to grow. Over time, these tiny returns build a sense of calm and control that no future what-if can steal from you. Reflection. What would your life feel like if you lived one real moment at a time? What is enough for you right here, right now? The future can't control you if you're anchored in the present. At Stoic Daily, we believe every moment is a chance to reclaim your peace. Let it be your mantra and your superpower right now. Try 5 minutes of genuine presence with no phone, no past, and no future. What did you notice? Share your now below. 7. Choose voluntary discomfort. Most people spend their whole lives building comfort zones, so perfect that they forget how to live outside them. Then, when real hardship hits, a breakup or a layoff, they panic because they've never trained for pain. Here's a secret the Stoics knew. If you train for the hard things before they happen, life's storms don't shake you. Think of it like an athlete who practices in the rain, so when the game turns messy, they're already ready. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, made it a ritual to sleep on the floor, eat plain food, and wear rough clothing intentionally. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This isn't about punishing yourself. It's about breaking the illusion that you can't handle discomfort. Worry comes from unfamiliar pain. The more you choose it, the less you fear it. Try this. Skip your favorite snack for a day or take a cold shower tomorrow morning. Walk somewhere instead of calling a car. Sleep without a pillow. Say no to a small luxury. Wake up early just to prove to yourself you can. Do the thing you avoid. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you remind yourself, I am stronger than I thought. Why does it work? Because each small challenge slowly chips away at your fear, rewiring your mind for courage and adaptability. The next time life gets hard, your mind says, I've been here before, I know how to move through this. At first, discomfort will feel sharp. Your mind might complain or look for escape, but after each small win, you build real self-trust. Reflection. Where are you still clinging to comfort? What would change if you practiced doing the hard thing first every day? The more you welcome discomfort, the less you fear life itself. At Stoic Daily, we believe freedom starts when comfort stops being your god. Train in the rain so storms don't break you. 8. Align with virtue, not results. Most people spend their whole life chasing approval, applause, and some shiny finish line. Yet every win only brings more anxiety. Why? Because when you build your peace on results, you're always at the mercy of things you can't control. The Stoics flipped the script. They built their lives on virtue, not victories. Imagine your values as the true north of a compass. When you steer by that, storms may hit, plans may change, but you always know where you're headed. Epictetus said, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well. Here's the truth. Results are always uncertain, but action is always a choice. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Why does this matter? Because when you act from virtue, you're free from the pressure to impress, outperform, or chase every passing reward. You become steady in storms whose calm can't be stolen by disappointment or praise. Your inner scorecard, not the world's scoreboard, becomes your guide. Try this. Before you act, pause and ask, is this true to my values, or am I just chasing a quick win? When you're about to make a risky move, ask, will this make me proud no matter the outcome? When you worry about what others think, ask, did I act with integrity? At first, this shift might feel subtle, but over time you'll find absolute freedom, the kind that lets you sleep peacefully, win or lose. If no one could see what you do, would you still be proud of how you live? When virtue is your foundation, no storm can shake your peace. At Stoic Daily, we believe the world honors outcomes, but you build your legacy on values. Let them guide you and let the noise fade away. What value do you want to live by this week? Type it below and set your compass for peace. Train your mind, guard your peace. If virtue is your compass, type, I live by virtue, not fear. Worry is the thief of peace. It sneaks in quietly, grows loud, and if left unchecked, can steal years of joy, focus, and confidence. But here's the heart of Stoic wisdom, and now your own. You are not powerless. You may not control the storms of life, but you can train your mind to find calm in the center of any storm. Remember, you're not here to be shaken by every fear. You're here to master yourself. Let the world spin. Let others chase, panic, and scatter. You remain steady, grounded, and clear. That's Stoicism. That's your power. That's real peace. If this message brought you strength, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more ancient tools for modern calm, and drop your I live by virtue, not fear below. At Stoic Daily, we believe you become unshakable, one quiet choice at a time. Stoic Philosophy Daily.